That's why we do it. The NBA Finals are just 2 days away, and the best team in the NBA all season long, the Oklahoma City Thunder, facing off 40-year drought. So I love that we're going to get a city rewarded like that. What is the matchup, though, that you're going to be watching?
Sis, do this with me. It's the point guard matchup. You know, I love the Spider-Man meme because these two guys do it in different ways, but they are both equally dominant. If you think about Haliburton, what he's done, going from being voted overrated to now making the NBA Finals, he makes his teammates better and is also capable of hitting those dagger threes or layups to clinch victories. And of course, we've got SGA, who has the opportunity to join a very exclusive club. You know, NBA scoring title at 32 points per game, but then also you think about it, winning a championship, that's in the category of Michael Jordan. That's in Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, like Shaquille O'Neal. I love the Spider-Man meme because these two guys do it in different ways, but they are both equally dominant. If you think about Haliburton, what he's done, going from being voted overrated to now making the NBA
status. Two elite point guards, and we actually have a graphic exactly to Shanae's point here, because when you look at guys who've won the scoring title, the MVP, and the title in a single season, this is the company here that SGA could be joining. Shaq, Michael Jordan, he did it 4 times, of course, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he is right there, Andrea.
So he could really enter, I know you like to call it this, but truly the superstar status, SGA.
And that would be warranted. That would be actual superstar status. Shanae knows what it takes to be superstar.
He only speeds up when he wants to speed up, but the way that he keeps defenders off balance, the way that he has the ball in his hands, and he is completely under control, even in the playoffs, even when the game is on the line, even when he's not hitting shots at a high clip, he stays under control, he stays poised. There is more pressure on him than ever to join that elite group that we just saw, and I guarantee in this playoff run, he'll stay consistent, he'll stay poised and under control. That is the most remarkable thing about SGA.
I don't know that I've ever seen a player that's just cooler with that pressure mounting than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But I know for me, when I am in the midst of maybe stepping onto a big stage or taking on a big assignment, I need a pep talk. I need a pep talk.
When the game is on the line, even when he's not hitting shots at a high clip, he stays under control, he stays poised. There is more pressure on him than ever to join that elite group that we just saw.
And for us heading into these finals.
Here it is, Indiana, OKC, congratulations. You made it to the promised land. You made it to Disney World. But don't get mesmerized. Don't get mesmerized by Magic Mountain. Don't get mesmerized by the corn dogs and funnel cakes. Don't get mesmerized by the White Castle and the parade.
Hey.
Damn it, you're here to play basketball. Remember that. I know it's going to be a lot of media. I know the stage of the NBA Finals. You're the only two teams that's still playing. But it's still got to be one between the lines. And the team that doesn't get caught in being on this stage is the team that's going to come out victorious. So as you walk into that arena on Thursday night, remember, as all the cameras are on you watching your attire, you got to remember that you're here to play basketball and keep the main thing the main thing.
Well, it's my challenge every time I'm on set with these two. I can't be caught watching, right? I can't be caught watching greatness. You have to just experience it, be in, read, and react. Shanae, when you're looking at these finals, what is it going to come down to?
The team that will emerge #1 will have the best #2. Or consistent #2 option. I'm looking at J-Dub, who really has grown in real time. I'm looking at Pascal Siakam, the reigning Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Because we know what SGA and Haliburton, what they're going to produce. They're going to make their teammates better. They're going to lead by example. They're going to compete at the highest levels. But the separator here is the growth that we've seen from both of these guys. Pascal has won a championship before. Now he's going to have a tall task going up against the front line, the double big lineup, of the Thunder. But on the other side, J-Dub, there were some questions, especially in the Denver Nuggets series. How was he going to respond? Well, he responded versus the T-Wolves, shooting like 40+% from 3 and becoming that all-star that he was named this year. The #2 will dictate who's #1.
Listen, while you're singling out individual players, Shanae, it's not 2 against 2, it's not 1 against 1. It's 5 on 5. So to me, shot selection and offensive efficiency from the team, that's going to be the team that wins. Because when you look at these two teams, the Pacers, best offense in the NBA this postseason. The Thunder, best defense in the NBA this postseason. When it comes down to shot selection on both sides, particularly the Pacers, though, are they going to get the shots that they want off of a paint touch, drive, kick, one more pass, those wide open threes? Can they knock those down? Are the wide open threes the ones that the Thunder want them to take? Or are they the shots that they want to take? Controlling their shot selection on both sides. Because think about the Thunder. Their offense isn't always on point, but they score off of their defense.
Yeah.
So shot selection off of defense. Do they get transition buckets? Are they getting layups? Shot selection, offensive efficiency.
Yep.
That team's going to win.
Sis, that was a great point. I'm just surprised we let it slide that Perk didn't talk about his funnel cakes and corn dogs. Like, you know, I know
Perk is our resident big man, and there's nothing wrong with the little funnel cake, especially, you know, after a long week, putting in the hours at work. But one of the things, Perk, I know that you have your eye on another big man in this series. It's not just the funnel cake for you.
it's always the fun.
Y'all ready for a fun fact? Here's a fun fact, right? The OKC Thunder, they beat the Pacers this series twice. They swept them 2-0.
This season. Yeah.
They didn't have Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
Perk didn't talk about his funnel cakes and corn dogs. Like, you know, I know
Perk is our resident big man, and there's nothing wrong with the little funnel cake, especially, you know, after a long week, putting in the hours at work. But one of the things, Perk, I know that you have your eye on another big man in this series. It's not just the funnel cake for you.
it's always the fun.
Y'all ready for a fun fact? Here's a fun fact, right? The OKC Thunder, they beat the Pacers this series twice. They swept them 2-0.
This season. Yeah.
They didn't have Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
You know the Oklahoma City Thunder did that without Chet Holmgren. Okay, that's number one. So I'm looking at the guy in the middle for the Indiana Pacers and Miles Turner, who was dominated by Karl Anthony Towns in the Eastern Conference Finals. But he played well in the first 2 rounds. He led the postseason in block shots. They're going to need him now more than ever to be that rim protector, because here's why. The Oklahoma City Thunder don't live by the 3, die by the 3 type team. We talk about SGA and his ability to score, being the best perimeter player in the game. That's because he's able to get to the rack. Do we remember Game 2 of the Minnesota series, the Western Conference Finals? The Thunder shot 9 for 33 from the 3-point line and still won that game in great fashion, because their ability to get downhill and attack the paint. Miles Turner is the biggest X factor if the Pacers stand a chance or even thinking about winning this series.
Not to mention, I love any storyline where a guy hasn't played in the NBA, they played for a franchise for 10 years, and they haven't made the NBA Finals yet. They haven't been on the biggest stage. That extra motivation is always something that's cool to watch. These numbers, they may be extra motivation for the Pacers because they are the 700 favorites on ESPN Bet. That makes them the second largest Perk favorites in the last 20 years, behind only the 2018 Finals. 2018 Finals, the Warriors, they were favored big over the Cavs, you remember, right? But we know anything can happen in the finals. There are clear advantages for both of these teams, Shanae.
You know what time it is. It's time to go shot for shot. Big bro, fall back. My sister's here. We on the attack. This is the NBA Finals edition, and what I love is that we have a strength-on-strength matchup. I'm going to take the Pacers offense. Of course, Drea is going to take the Thunder defense. All right, let's get to it. First of all, when we talk about the Pacers, they can score whether it's a miss or a make. Right here, this is a miss, and look at how fast they go. Deuce McBride is chasing Haliburton. It puts Brunson in a blender, and he's easily able to spray. Again, this is a guy that is leading the postseason in assists, finding three-point shooters. That was a miss, but watch this. This is a make. You got to strap in your seatbelt because they go on the attack here. Again, OG Anunoby drives. Nice finish as a layup, but instead, they just are throwing football passes. This is tough. Brunson, again, playing safety, but here, no resistance because they move so well, especially in transition offensively. And there again is the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. How good is this offense? This offense is third best according to offensive rating since the play-by-play era. Look at their pace. Third in the NBA, second in the NBA right now when it comes.
They go behind the back into transition offense. Chet Holmgren misses this, but the Thunder stick with the play. That's what makes this Thunder team so special. They're constantly sticking with the play. They're constantly playoffs and in the Minnesota series and all season long is when opponents' offenses play fast, the Thunder defense plays faster. The Thunder's defense is always a step ahead, especially when it comes to transition. So right here, Minnesota's trying to go fast. Alex Caruso is going to go faster. He's going to take the right angle here to cut off the basketball. And then look, Jalen Williams is going to get the
real basketball fan. You will love this series. Again, iron sharpens iron, and it starts, what, Thursday night. Let's go.
This is a series for the hoop heads. Shanae, we've got the W tonight. It's so
harassing the basketball. Here, DiVincenzo wants to go fast. There's pressure on the ball. And who's going faster? The Thunder. Eyes are up, one step ahead, making the play, dictating on the defensive end. So while the Pacers, they always play fast, I'm interested to see if that plays right into the Thunder's hands because the Thunder's defense plays faster.
Look, if you are a real basketball fan, you will love this series. Again, iron sharpens iron, and it starts, what, Thursday night. Let's go.
This is a series for the hoop heads. Shanae, we've got the W tonight, so it's the last time we can say this promo together.
Oh, my goodness.
We have Arike Agubawale and the Wings taking on
Nemkadi Ogwumike and the Seattle Storm. We'll work on that next time.
I
thought you were going to say NECA.
Always go government.
She always goes full government name. You have to know that about Chinenye. Our coverage shifts to WNBA Countdown. That's at 9 o'clock.
Let's go.